and no one of them have given me the attention and the complete program. Like in this case, Gina directly is the one that is coaching me, and I have communication directly with her. And the difference between all the coaches that I have had and them or Gina is really big. It's a really big thing because they are very detailed and taking care of every single thing that matters. And this is why it's important. And for me, I always have thought that that a coach better or in the it's preferably that he or she have had at least one time a competition, and that at least one time in her or his life have stepped a stage and have done like a diet competing or something, because then you know what does that feel, right? How that feels. How do you feel when you are in 1 week out versus 6 weeks out, 12 weeks out? And so what I think they is different is two main things. One, all of them they already passed, not one nor two, but many years of their lives for the same process. That's one. And second, they are women. One day, one of the coaches I remember that I had years ago, he used to tell me women are very different to coach for coaching. Women is like having a Ferrari with the engine that is very sophisticated, so you cannot just put any gasoline on them. And men we are like Chevys, no, or like Hondas. So it's they are easy for bodybuilding because their own system is biologically is better to build muscle and to don't reserve a lot of fat and all of things. But then women, we are more complicated.
Hmm.
And as women, they know very well everything, like changes in the mood, changes in the hormones, changes in the body, physically, mentally. Of course, right now I'm perfectly fine mentally. I'm very calm, very quiet. I don't have any concerns. And also, I'm having another stage, I think, on my career, like taking it more easy, enjoying a little bit more the process. But I'm pretty sure if I'm a struggle in some point of my prep, I have all the confidence and I have all I trust them 100% for all these reasons that I'm telling you. And so that's makes a big difference. So I really feel very strongly support by them, and they always answer the text, any questions. They, of course, have a lot of expertise, and also they are like they know what is happening now, what is new, uh, in terms of supplements, all that kind of stuff. And so I think that's also very good that a coach knows like what is new, what is happening in this moment, what is the science. Every year the technology, the science is uh, giving steps forward, and it's good to be um, in the same page with what is happening in science. And that's what they know. They have that, and I'm so happy. I really cannot ask for more and be more happier than what I am.
Well, I'm happy for you because you've been competing for quite a long time. You have been women's bodybuilding, women's physique. That's how you got started, women's bodybuilding. Then you transitioned to women's physique, and then you came back to women's bodybuilding. Um,
Exactly, yeah.
your last couple of shows are very impressive. I mean, you look really good at Triple O and also Vancouver. I watched both those shows.
Thank you.
And working with, I think that's one thing, like you said about men and women. Yes, I say it like this: men and women with the same race but with different species. What works for a man may not work for a woman because men, we're biologically built for muscle, for the fight and like that. Women, y'all supposed to be soft and feminine. You carry our babies, And
Mm-hmm.
I
Exactly.
think, yeah, and I think it's good that I think somebody say this. It's more comfortable to work with a woman that's a coach because they understand when you go through cycles, when you menstruate or postpartum. Because I know quite a few ladies who are bodybuilders and who are in their late 50s, 40s, and they start going to that age of postpartum. Like pre-hormonal times, and we don't have to worry about that. We get our hormones. We just get a nice, neat, shiny new car or pretty new something or another and play with it. We'd be good. But y'all women, y'all complicated. Y'all just
I know. You are right. You are right. We have been created to have different changes in hormones in our life, like you said. Like first, well, our period every month, and then in case of you are pregnant someday, well, that's another change, and then the menopause later after some years. So all these changes are like moving our hormones, right? That's why because in 1 month we have different different moods, the very different moods versus a man that they don't have any of these changes on his life. So, but I'm glad that you as good men they understand us.
yeah. Well, like I said, I grew up with my mother, three sisters. You know,
Oh, okay. So you
and yeah,
know.
I see it. I didn't know it till I got a little older because as little kids, you don't pay attention to that stuff. Like you see your sister going through some emotional changes. Like you just something wrong with her. You don't pay attention to it because you're a little kid. But then you get older and dealing with women long enough because you like, y'all can be again. Y'all are our greatest strength, yet our greatest weakness. Y'all can bring us up, but sometimes y'all can beat us down. So
Yeah.
anyway, when did you apply for the applications to be a sponsored athlete with Team Pro Pro?
When I applied, well, when I saw the announcement, I saw where I think on Instagram, and I immediately thought that that was amazing. And this announcement actually happened right after I told you that we were talking in a chat about taking strategies to make the women's bodybuilding division stronger and to make more competitors go this year. So then they announced that, and I was like, "Wow, that's amazing! That's um, a real thing, a real something that you really are showing that you want to help. That's real support to the division." But exactly in the moment, I didn't think to apply, and then I was talking with my husband, and then I told him what they were doing and everything, and then he said me, "Well, you send your application," and I was like, "Yeah, that's true. I will send my application," and then I'm really busy most of the time. I have my daughter also. I work and then train, and so they extend. Actually, they had a like a date in which they were going to take the last application, and then they announced that they are going to extend the period of time until March something or March 31. I don't remember very well, but then I said, "Oh, okay, so this is my opportunity." And then I said, I think I was working on my application like 2 days, because I am not like I still don't speak English really good, and I don't have like a lot of vocabulary. So I have to take my time and then look for all my shows that I have had in all my life and pictures. So I put all together. So I spent like about 2 days, or no all day, but just invest some time on building my application, and then I sent the last day in that was that the convocatory was going to close, and then I said, well, everything is in the hands of God. I believe in God, and I just trust whatever happens. And then, of course, I was very watching and following them to see when they were going to say the winners, or let's say the sponsor people. And then they made a live. I was in the live. My husband was here with me, and then we were really, really happy when they say my name. I was really like, yeah, very, very, very happy, and it's like almost like a winning a show, because it's like working with these three girls that are, like you said, two are Olympians with all that expertise, um, that have had so many shows in their lives and so much success. So it's really a honor. It's really a honor.
Yeah. 'Cause, yeah, that's like I said, it's a one thing to do this sport on your own, but then have some people like Gina and Hella and also Irene take an interest in you and want to support and train and help you, reach your goals. I mean, I think it's pretty good because that's especially with women's bodybuilding. I heard about the chat. A couple ladies tell me about it because it's trying to come together and try to
Yeah.
be a force. So because fewer shows, fewer opportunities. This year there lost of shows like Chicago. Vancouver. We competed last year. It's no longer on the list. And then New York Pro. But here's
And
one thing.
Anaheim, they are
Yeah,
not
yeah.
having this year.
Hmm.
And I mean, I'm very aware of that show because it's here in California and it's closer to me. And I was really happy to do it, but I did it 2 years ago, and I think last year it happened too. And this year, unfortunately, we don't have it. So yeah, it's.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but here's the thing is here's some kind of some good news and highlight. There is at least a couple new shows. One new show is going to be in Brazil, and that is going to be promoted both by Natalia Coelho, who is the current women's physique champion, and Andrea is also going to help in that. And also you have the Steve Carr show that's in Arizona, and that's just popped up last year. They had at least 10 ladies for that show. It's going to be a little more, but some ladies dropped out for particular reasons or whatever. So even though we lose shows like Vancouver and the Grand Prix and those others, there's these other shows that are taking their place. It's just that we just got to find promoters who want to, so much who want to get with on women's bodybuilding. And also sponsorship is important. Wait a minute, we just lost, so give her a second. Might be someone on the phone, folks. Give her a second. She'll be back. But yes, folks, sponsorship is important to these divisions because they need the help. So we got to give her a few minutes. She has popped out some technical difficulties. Maybe I check my phone. Maybe she answer it. Here we gotta give. We have a guest that came through here. We got here. Oh, there she goes. We got here a man KL that Wonder just popped in. It says, "Hola, Gabrielle, and what's up, George? Hola, brother, ¿cómo estás?" Yeah, you just say, "Hola." Can you hear me?
I cannot hear you.
Well, you sure? Oh, this problem is, uh, this is do this. Go in and go out. Come like just wait a minute. Let me see you. Let me see your message. You should get it. Give me a second. Where's the private messages here? Right here. Say, um, go out and come back in. You should see it in a second. You know, and if you can't hear me, can you still hear me? Saw the message. Yeah. Give her a second. Okay, do that. Go out and come back in, and then we'll try. So while she's working on that, we'll give her a few minutes to come back. So as you saw, the Triple Dynasty is a wrap. And congratulations to the ladies who competed. I was really, I really liked the show. It's a great show. I mean, amazing competitors. Some of those ladies came good condition, amazing shape. We had some couple of ladies who made their pro debut also at the show. So she's back.
Sorry
Hello.
about that. Sorry about that.
That's
Someone
all.
was trying to call me in this moment. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's sometimes it happens when you know that. So, but yeah, I think this new, um, you
I
know,
think that show Steve Curry sent at Vegas, right?
yes, that's in Vegas.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. In November. Yeah,
Hmm.
I would like to do that, but yeah, that we will see. We will see.
Yeah, you would see because like I say no rush because this year they moved the Olympia up to September. So, because
Mm,
yeah, and that's a big move. I'm wondering. I mean, why? Because what it does, I think, it makes a lot more shows. Because I think other shows have to really start trying to set the time so they can be able to try to compete at that time. And
yeah.
then September is going to be like you're going to have October and November. So that's at least a good, two like almost 2 months after Olympia. So you have the
Yes.
time if you want to do that show. Maybe you could talk to Hella, Irene, Gina, see what they think about it. Because sometimes you want
Yeah.
to get your feedback
Yeah.
for your coaches.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So while we got her here, we're gonna do this. We're gonna jump into social media for a little bit. If you know Gabby, you follow her on social media. Her link description is live. If you're interested in supporting her, and also say congratulations on her new sponsorship with the Team 4 Pro, reach out to
Okay.
Jerry Interest. And also, guys, remember this, guys, she's a married woman. Gotta be respectful. I know she's a pretty little Latina there. I know you guys get a little bothered by these little hot Latinas, but be respectful. She's a married woman. All right. She's newly married woman. Okay. So we'll jump into her social media for a bit. And I see
Oh,
some stuff
thank
here.
you.
Not problem. And I see you have here. This is one of your new clients here. I believe she's a competitor.
Yeah, she is my client. She's amazing. She is a competitor, yeah, but she's in the natural bodybuilding league. So we have a very very beautiful story together because I was training her since the first time in her life that she started training for, let's say, bodybuilding. But in that time she was contact me because she just wanted to train and have someone that really guide her through all this journey of having a better physique, maybe drop some fat and build some muscle as a woman. Um, so she came to Pleasanton. She lives here in California, close to my city, and we start training. I start training her. I remember very well the first time I trained her, and she was feeling a little bit dizzy, dizzy, and because my workouts, I am a person that I really give you a workout. I'm not giving you like, oh, do this, do that, and bye bye. No, I really am going to put you to train in a very good way. So I remember that day she was really dizzy and she couldn't finish the workout. So I was thinking, oh, maybe I went too hard with her. And then she left, and then she contacted me again, and she said, "Oh, I would like to continue." And since that time to the today, we have been a very, very good team. She's attorney, but one very good side of her life is fitness, to do bodybuilding. And one day she just arrived and said, "You know what? I really would like to compete." And so when she told me that, I said, "Wow, that's a big decision." I explained her everything, and it's something curious because when you don't know anything about what is a diet, what is a training program, what is a stage, what is posing, and then but you just follow what the paper or your sheet says, no? You just follow exactly all the instructions, and that's what she said. She did, and then she started to do natural bodybuilding competitions. She has big legs. She has very very big quads. She's genetically very very gifted. So She did wellness the first time that she did show, and then she switched to women's physique. She have done figure even, and all the divisions she have done tremendously good. She become professional. I think if not the first, the second show that she did, she got the professional level in natural bodybuilding, and then she just is so happy to continue this journey. And she says something very, very important that I want to remember to everybody, because it's true, and something that bodybuilding is not only physique, like build your physique, build muscles or workout, is also build mentality. And that's one of the most important things that bodybuilding is going to give you, the mentality. And when you train, you feel better. Your physiologically, your body is releasing neurotransmitters and hormones that are going to make you feel much better. And then you are going to think better and with with more clarity about everything, and then you can take better decisions, and then you can handle better whatever your job, your work, your family, or whatever. I have other clients that are businessmen. They feel also more confidence to talk with other clients about business. She feels much better as an attorney, taking decisions and thinking with more clarity, as she said, about her cases, because that's not easy. She always have told me that it's very draining. No? Some jobs, some careers are really draining, and then the gym is going to give you some peace, let's say like that, and just a different way to face life, face whatever problems are in at work, or any challenges that your particular life has. And so that's one of the things why we all love bodybuilding. And I can say all my clients um, have realized the same. As some of them are retired, some of them are still in the business, or some of them have very demanding jobs, so mentally they are exhausted. But then the gym keeps giving them the strength, the mental strength that they need to go and do it better and better every time.
Yeah, that's the thing is about, the gym is a place you go to, to work out, to train. It also, it's a place to help when you're doing the mental stuff. It's a lot to be a bodybuilder, to build your confidence, to have the courage, to have the energy, especially now you got a family to take care of, or you working with other people. You're still a trainer yourself, and try to find time
Yeah.
to
Mhm.
train other people and get ready for a competition.
Yes, yes,
Hmm.
exactly. So it's something that you gotta figure how to balance your life, because I love bodybuilding. I have been doing this by 25 years, if not more at all, but it cannot be and all, in my life. It's just a part of my life, but also my life has other parts, like my daughter, like being a mother, being a wife, being a trainer for my clients. And sometimes you become also, I'm nutritionist, so of course I give nutrition plan to all my clients, but also sometimes you are like someone that can hear them, can guide them through some things that they can struggle in their lives, because we have developing this mentality, this strength. And then you can see with more clear what your client needs. And when they have some problems, sometimes they talk to me, and I can at least say a good advice, for their lives. And yeah, it's just beautiful to create relationships with all of them, and all of this knowledge and all of this resilience and this mindset that now I is have built through all these years in bodybuilding. Because it's not an easy um, path, but it's so beautiful.
Yeah. Like I said, I would say it's a for anybody who to understand this sport and who is often curious. I would say that's why I do these interviews and reach out to women like yourself to educate people that there's more than bodybuilding than just big muscles. It's about lifestyle, life changes. Here she is she's talking here.
Just finished my cardio after the workout. Look,
And one guy moving like a bunny rabbit.
and this weekend is a Triple O Dynasty. That's a very, very wonderful show. I did it the past 2 years. Um, I had the honor to be uh, the first place in Master Division and qualify for the Masters Olympia in that show. So that's a very special feeling that is to eat. And I invite you to buy the stream live for the show and support the women's bodybuilding division and of course figure. Both are amazing. There's good luck for all my sisters that are going to compete this weekend. And just keep going, keep training, keep being healthy, and remember that everything is possible.
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, you were there and you won the Masters last year, and that was in Japan.
That was, yeah. I went to the Triple O the first year that the Triple O was organized. This is the third year of that show, the Triple O. So I did it the first year, and the first year I placed second, and then in the Open, and then I won the Masters, and I got my qualification for the Masters Olympia. That was last year in Japan, as you said. But in that time, unfortunately, for the reasons of visa, I couldn't go because in that time I was not married yet. And then the work permit that I had just allowed me to go to Canada or to Mexico for less than 30 days. So I was not able to travel to any other country that are not these two. And so that's why I did Toronto. That was at Canada like 2 years ago too, because the same reason, the visa that I had, or the work permit, didn't allow me to go more. But well, my friend, everything happens for a reason, and I have more opportunities to continue competing. Last year also I did Triple O and then Vancouver. After that, I continued training and I got an injury on my knee that really was a tear in the meniscus that really stopped me basically to train my quadriceps specifically. I think for 2, if not 3 months. So I was not training them because that year was really hard. I went to different doctors in sports, some in specialists in sports medicine, but basically there was nothing to do. Only wait until the tear could heal by itself. I'm still young to have a surgery, and then they don't consider that I need a surgery. Um, and then, well, I was using some peptides and doing some kind of therapy by myself until I start recovering more and more. And then I went again to train my legs. Because of all the years that I have training, I have problems in both of my knees. And I think this is just something common in people like me that we have years and years and years training. just the joints doesn't have the same capability that the muscle to recover that fast. And so I have these problems on my knees. I just try to be very smart at training my legs, handle different techniques to keep stimulating the muscle and keep making the stimulus deep, but without injuring my too much my joints because I want to continue. I want to continue working out and competing. So um, in this case, for example, Gina and all the team of Team for Pro, they understand very well all these kind of problems too, and so they can give you good advices on how to do it, what not to do, and how to deal with all these problems. And so that's why last year I didn't do more shows after Vancouver, but in my plan was to do more shows. Unfortunately, well, this happened, and then after that, I took a very big off season that I think I was like maybe 6 years that I didn't have a very good off season because year by year I was competing, and then I can say like 1 year of off season after that injury, and well now. I'm going to prepare for a show. I'm very happy, and as I said, enjoying more the process because as a competitor, you always are thinking in if even if you don't want, some part of your mind is thinking about other competitors and maybe comparing. And now I'm in the point that I know my physique is unique, and I just go to make the best possible version with the physique that I have, right? And just feel good, feel fabulous, feel super happy to have the opportunity to work with these amazing coaches and get new knowledge too, of course. And yeah, just enjoy the process 100%.
Yeah, because this is a process to train, to work out, and then dealing with an injury. Oh my God, that's because right now I have issues. I know a lady I interviewed back, Tisha Thomas, the Tigress. She also had issue because that's one. What was because of the issue of being overweight, because it can do a lot of issues. It can give you problems with the knees. Because I got arthritis in both my knees. I was seeing the orthopedic specialist. She told me that I was thinking about me to get surgery on one knee, but so it's just arthritis. You just gotta come in, get some shots, and get evaluated. Just make surgery that last minute. You have no other choice but to do it. But as long as you can
Mhm.
find some alternatives and use peptides or that, and like again, this is not with quite a few interviews I had with you ladies, and I've been told this is not a race; it's a marathon. It's about trying to. You've been doing this for over 20 years, and
Oh yeah.
you want to stay in the game as long as you can without having any issues, having problems. Just you want to enjoy your competitive years before you say, you know what, I'm just gonna pack it up and go ahead and live my life. I got myself a man now, and I got my family. Bodybuilding's always gonna be there whenever you want to come back to it. We have here a comment from a man, KL the Wanderer. He says this: for you, what is the negative effect on bodybuilding besides the positive? Is it a balance?
The positive side effects in bodybuilding. Well, we all know when bodybuilding is not natural, we use PEDs, and all of them they will have a side effect in your body, um, and that's not there's no question about it. Depending on how much do you use of each substance, the side effects can be different. Can affect your cardiovascular system, can affect your kidneys, your liver. Sometimes the side effects also are in the nervous system. But again, is you have to be very smart to use them. You have to be very aware that what are the side effects, and have a good coach that guides you, that recommends you the best way to use all of these. um, and I have in this career more than 25 years, like I said. um, and I'm very grateful that I'm here, still healthy, still, as you said, it's not a race, it's a marathon. And as a marathon, you have to think since the beginning to be very careful if you want your career to last, right? And it is it's how you handle. It's how you handle, like, uh, your career. Bodybuilding for me is beautiful. Is something that makes you create and grow as a human being. That makes you build that strength, mental strength, that resilience, that discipline, that consistency that you can then apply in other aspects of your life. But of course, if you don't handle correct, if you abuse, or if you are so much passionate, I think really in these days, because there are too much information on social media, on internet, and many guys are really young, and they really don't think in the consequences in the long term. And I say it because I was young when I started. I was like 16 years old when I started, and I didn't care anything. I didn't care my health. I never thought about my knees. I never thought about my hip. I never not even thought that one day I was going to maybe have kids, right? Or be pregnant. And that's how I feel like many of the kids of 20s and like that are giving information on social media, and they are just thinking in the moment. That is good, but when you want to build a career in bodybuilding, because it's a marathon, is long, you gotta take care of everything and think very well what you are thinking, what you are doing, and preferably take a good coach like Team for Pro. They are amazing. Then they have real knowledge of what they are doing, because they already lived the same path, the same pathway, the same road. They have walked the road, right? So they know what way is better for you. um, and so, yeah, it depends how you handle. And it's like everything in life. You can talk good about some fruit, right? But some other person cannot like that fruit and is going to talk that is horrible, right? So it's about how you think about it.
Yeah, and it's good that they reach out to you because I know on the list there's quite a few ladies who are Ivy pros like yourself. A couple of ladies who I've interviewed before, like you. One lady, she said she wasn't going to compete this year, but the sponsorship came just the right time because she wanted to do another show. I interviewed a young lady just about a couple weeks ago, and this was a great opportunity for her. She's a precious young lady. Her name is Lucy, and she's very hype about it. I mean, it's a good thing what they're doing to give the opportunity, especially for women. They do have one guy on the list. It's somebody. I think he's a men's classic competitor. I don't know much about him, but coming and helping women to achieve their goals and teaching them what they learned over the years of being bodybuilders and using their knowledge and to share it with others. That's good, and especially again we go back to the fact for women. Here we got here a comment from my man KL the Wonder. He says, "How long is your training?"
My training lasts about 1.5 hours, 2 hours, depending on what muscles I'm training. Um, and also, like for example, in the pre-contest season, we used to do a session of cardio in the morning, and then come back later at the afternoon or evening to do weight training. It depends. Every person handle different. I have had different coaches. I have had even 3 workouts a day in some point of my life. That was crazy, crazy, and some mistakes that you do. But the coach tells you to do that, right? And then you trust the coach in that moment, and then you just go and do it. So I'm very grateful with my body, right? That I'm still here and be able to compete and do another prep for more shows after all these kind of mistakes and push the body to the extreme. Push the body to the extreme. That's what we do in bodybuilding. Um, but everything have to be in the mind to have a very positive mind, you know, and a very calm peace sometimes, and don't sometimes you are hard on yourself, you know, and so that is not going to help. Just being
Yeah.
positive is the best way to do it.
Yeah, because it's good because it's gonna be you're gonna have some tough days, especially when you go on prep and you're hungry and you're tired and you sometimes can't sleep, and then you have a man say, "Honey, you gonna cook dinner today?" He had the kid, "Mommy, if you're gonna cook, say now." Sometimes you have
Oh
so
yeah,
many.
oh yeah, oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that's the
That's
thing. You
my
got
life.
yeah, that's a life, especially as a woman. You're the mother, you're the wife, you're the trainer, you're the lover. You're everything to to the people around you and your family. We have your comment. Shout out to my man KL. It says, what do you do outside of bodybuilding in terms of hobbies? Do your husband, that's not a bodybuilder, does he understand it?
Well, other hobbies other than bodybuilding, that's a good question. Really, maybe my a new hobby could be like, but it's very related with bodybuilding, is to create, videos. I just discovered that I like to edit the videos and put some effects and things like that. But really, I have all my life is really this sport is very demanding. This sport is very demanding. When you are on prep, you cannot go to the party. You cannot go to, for example, this Easter, no? Maybe you are not so free to go and say, oh, let's take a couple of days outside, because you that implies more organization in bringing your meals, cooking exactly this, bringing the scale to put exactly the amount of food that you have to take, and then you cannot stop your workouts, right? You have to do cardio at this time, working this at this time, and then looking for a gym everywhere you are. That's not easy to do, and then you prefer that mentally adds more stress and than helping. So basically, I'm always or either working with my clients. I love training them. I love really talking to my clients and just creating that relationship with them. And if I'm not with them, I'm at home. I like the movies. I like to watch movies at the cinema, for example, or at Netflix, of course, when I have time. Let's say that will be a really something that I enjoy. I enjoy watching any movie with my daughter sometimes, and because just I'm just calm, I just have some quiet and some rest. Because when you are a bodybuilder, you are always training, always doing this, always doing that, and if you work and everything, it's tiring, so you want to rest. And my husband, he is very supportive man. He's very good, as a good man. He always have support me in everything since the beginning. Probably that's why I married him, because this sport is not easy to understand. It's not easy to understand that I have to eat this and this amount, and I will not take that. Or I will go to a restaurant, but I will bring my container with my food, you know, or and helping me with everything. So he helped me also for the working out, and it's not easy to also. mm, Understand that you have to go hard sometimes on the workouts. That is not a hobby. It's not a hobby to work out for me. It's something serious. It's something that I'm going to push myself, and I'm going to be serious. I'm going to be focused on it. And it's not like I'm going to talk or be social with people. Of course, I like talking with people, but I'm very focused on my workout, and he understands that part very well. He understands the part of the food. He supports me and everything. He doesn't do bodybuilding, but he do workout. He used to play soccer when he was younger. Along, so he likes sports in general. So I think that helps.
Yeah, he's just a typical man. He likes the sports, but he also loves to support his woman. That's good that you found somebody. When did y'all meet?
Where?
When did y'all meet?
When we meet, I think like 3 years ago, when I just moved here in 2022, because I went to do a show to Tampa, and then I moved here at the end of 2022, and then I meet him in like about May or June of 2023, because I was doing a prep for Tampa again in that year. That was the only show that I did in 2023. I was preparing for Tampa. He was in the gym working out, and then he approached to me to ask me, "Oh, what do you do to have that? To be that shred, that condition, that shape?" And then we started talking. That's how everything started. And next year in 2024 was I had all his support, and I think that was one of the best years of my life in bodybuilding, because I got my qualification for masters. I placed second in the triple O, and then I did Toronto, I did Anaheim. So, and I think my condition, I liked my shape that year. Maybe in the moment, this is what I say, you are hard, and I need more this, I need more that, and this is not enough. And but then when you see your pictures like 1 year later or some month later, you see, oh, you know what, I really look it good, I really did it good. And so yeah, that's what happened.
That's nice. You found love in here, and you met him. He married you, and he supports you. Because I've seen pictures y'all together. I remember seeing the wedding pictures. You're doing the flex in the wedding dress. Some guys like that. They love the and
One of the things that I really, really like from my husband is how playful he is, how funny he is, and that personality. She's so just funny and happy, and doesn't take so serious everything. And so I learned from him that, like, don't take so serious. Life is so beautiful, so enjoyable, and then we always are so like, oh, this has to be like that, and no, it's not. No, this enjoy it. So I think coming to with him to the shows have been doing the difference to enjoy it more. Yeah.
yeah, it's good to have that. He enjoys what you do. You enjoy what he do. You spend time together, and and again go back to support, because being a woman in sport is hard. We don't have that support, especially when it comes to family and friends, and you have that now with him. We have here, shout out to my man Sean McMillan coming through. He says this. He says, "Good afternoon, George and Gabriella. Thank you, brother." Also, he says this. He says, "Gabriella, to see you in the Olympia lineup this year." Yeah, so let's cross our fingers. Like I said, and we all know the shows are few and far between. We do have, we won't see no more women's bodybuilding. We do have masters in Puerto Rico, and that's
Yeah.
I think a couple of weeks from now. But that's for Masters Olympia for next year. And the thing is, we're not sure when they're going to have it. There's talks that they may try to have it here in the states. If you think if you could do a show that's maybe get you a Master Olympic qualification, would you love to do a show in the Masters? Oh, both the Olympia and the Master Olympia here in the states.
Oh yeah, I would like to do. I want to do both, open and masters, because I already have the age, right? So yeah, and because if I am on shape, right, and you go to a show that has both categories, bu- just since my perspective, you just go and do it, right? You are already there, and so that's what I want to do both. Yes.
Hmm. We got here comment from a man KL. Shout out to him. He says, "What is your favorite movie about bodybuilding?" For and for the first question, because he answered, but he had to check himself. So, like, what was you ever? We were coming up. What was the a bodybuilding movie you saw other than there was like two of them? That was Pumping Iron, and there was Pumping Iron Two. You ever watch those two?
I watch it too, both too. Yeah, yeah. I like it. I like it more. Probably the first one. And I don't know if you watched the documental of Irene. Actually, the one that she did that is like too big for the world.
Oh yeah, yeah, yes, yeah. Cause I remember there's a part in it where she goes to the Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic and she asks Arnold why you don't have women's bodybuilding at your show anymore. Cause
Exactly,
yeah, I've
exactly.
seen, I've seen, Also, I know a lady. She done a documentary that I mentioned earlier. Her name is Tisha Thomas. She goes by the Tigress, and she did one. I am the Tigress. There was talk about, as you know, I don't know if you know about this. There's a lady named Kelly Larkins. She just turned pro at nationals last year, and
Oh,
she's getting together with some other women, and they're going to do a documentary called Behind the Physique. She's already, she has to GoFundMe for one half of
uh,
it. The other half's being sponsored by somebody else. And she's already announced 6 women who's going to be part of it. Rashana Boswell, Anastasia Ryder, Lavanya Barros. A couple of girls who are amateurs, and one girl just got a pro card. Name is Montana Foy. I interviewed Montana a couple of times. You know,
oh,
yeah, and this is something. It's good that especially as fans who are fans of women in bodybuilding and female bodybuilding, we like to
yeah.
see more of y'all maybe on TV or on documentaries, not just on the stage, but maybe do like I don't know something like with this new chat. Maybe we should come together. Maybe talk about maybe doing like a documentary because I know they just had one for the Olympia for the sixth
Yeah.
Olympia, and Andrea was in it. I was surprised that because I don't have Prime. I don't do streaming, but somebody told me say, "Hey, George, Andrea's in it." Maybe I'll watch it. Because
Oh yeah, oh
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
I thought it'd be
It's
just
a
gonna be
really
just the
real
dudes
queen.
and maybe bikini competitors.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right. That's right. I think if we could put together like a movie or another documentary or something that shows more than those muscles that women's bodybuilding